Hi guys, welcome back to the Racing Network, and we are currently 2 days into the Cheltenham Festival. So we're here to do a quick review, a quick roundup of what's been going on so far this week. So let's take a look first at day one. On day one, we started off really with the dream in the Michael O'Sullivan Supreme Novices Hurdle. Obviously, credit to Sky Bet for naming the race after the late Michael O'Sullivan. It was won by favourites Kopek de Boards, and the owner, Charlie McCarthy, revealed that he'd been struggling with kidney cancer and it was unlikely that he was actually going to get to Cheltenham to see Kopek de Boards run. But things went well and he was able to get over to see Kopek not only run but win, and he kindly offered after the race to donate all his winnings to the O'Sullivan family. So a really lovely touch there, a fairy tale start to day one. Then we moved on to the Arkle, where it was a bit of a nightmare for favourite backers if you liked Margeborough, because he whacked a few and got rid of his chances, and it was Django Bay for Nicky Henderson who picked up the spoils there. Then we moved on to the mare's race, and there was so much controversy before the race surrounding where Lossiemouth would run. For 2 years now, we've all been told by connections that they were campaigning to go in the champion hurdle, but at the last minute, it was a late decision to move her to the mare's hurdle. Now, she won that race emphatically. So some would say that might have been the right decision for connections Willie Mullins and Rich Ritchie. However, not until you hear about what happened in the champion hurdle. It was probably the most dramatic champion hurdle that Cheltenham has ever seen. Probably the most dramatic champion hurdle that many of us have ever seen in all time. Now, coming into the race, there was hot favourite Constitution Hill. He'd come back from having colic and had roared back this season and won all his races. In the race, you also had the other mare from Gordon Elliott and Gigginstown, Brighter Days Ahead. Fair play to them. They risked their mare. They put her in the race to go and win it. In the race, you also had reigning champion hurdler State Man for the Willie Mullins team as well. Early on in the race, there was grief because Constitution Hill fell. There was gasps all around Cheltenham that could probably be heard across the UK and Ireland as well. And that left the race then pretty much down to State Man and Brighter Days Ahead. Brighter Days Ahead's chances petered out, and turning for home, State Man had the race at his mercy. Coming down to the last, he fell. Carnage. No one knows what to do now. Your 2023 and 2024 champion hurdlers have both fallen, and that left the race to the little mare, Golden Ace. So absolute credit to Jeremy Scott and his team for getting Golden Ace in the race. Many critiqued him, actually, the opposite of Lossiemouth, and said that he should have gone for the mares, but you've got to be in it to win it. So would Lossiemouth have stood a good chance winning that champion hurdle? Who knows? But it was probably one of the most dramatic ones we've ever seen. For day two, we started off with one in for the Brits, and we had the New Lion for the Skelton team. A very exciting race with the Turners as turning for home. The three market leaders, Final Demand, the Yellow Clay and the New Lion, were all in contention, so a very competitive race. But the New Lion got the job done and also abolished the curse of the Challow hurdle as well. So fantastic for him. And also that rumoured £1 million price tag that JP McManus has paid looks like it's probably paid off. Following that, we've had more drama in the jumping department, and more drama if you're a favourite backer, because Ballyburn struggled to get the job done in the Brown advisory. He whacked a few and all but scuppered his chances, and there the race was picked up by Willie Mullins with Lecky Watson. Then we move on to the big one of the day, one that many were looking forward to, the Champion Chase. In the race, you had hot favourite John Bond, who'd done everything right this season. Many believe he's a good horse, but this was his chance to show he could be a great horse. And essentially what he needed to go out and do was win. He also whacked one and all but destroyed his chances. He did run on well in the end to finish second, but it all seemed to go wrong for him. And Nico de Boinville was quite visibly upset about the start as well. That race then was left down to Marine Nationale. Now, this was a very emotional win for many, and bar the favourite winning, probably would have been most people's choice for who they'd have liked to have won, because Marine Nationale was the 2023 Supreme Novice Hurdle winner, who was jocked up by Michael O'Sullivan. It was like he was looking down on Cheltenham, and his little old horse went and won. And then 40 minutes later, his other 2023 Cheltenham Festival winner, Jazzy Matty, also went and done the business. So Michael O'Sullivan looking down on people. Most of the jockeys were visibly emotional. His girlfriend was presenting the prizes. It was really wonderful scenes in the parade wing and in the winners' enclosure, and a great tribute from those horses to their previous rider. That's all we've had for those 2 days of the Cheltenham Festival. We're 50% of the way through. We've got 50% left to go. Will Galopin Des Champs go and make it history and take 3 Gold Cups on Friday? Who knows? Stay tuned. We'll be reviewing it all later in the week.